Hello everyone, my name is Kara and I will be the commentator in this temperament evaluation.
Okay, this is Orville. Green collar. Maybe it's yellow collar, I'm sorry. Yellow collar boy.
Okay, so right away, the very first thing that you're going to notice is we are going to do a test on human focus or pack driven. The dog in the box isn't necessarily a strange dog, but they've never played with Theodore before. Sarah is a stranger. She does not interact with the puppies, and so we are noticing how he responds to her. He obviously picked her over the dog, and as you can see, his human assertiveness was very low. He came to her and like got down on the ground. He wasn't jumping all over her. That's just something that we want to know as far as his politeness. He's very excited to see her. His tail is telling us so much. During this time, because again, like I said, she is a stranger, she's going to take some time to build rapport, play with him, get him to feel comfortable. And she has done a handful of tests for us already. She knows the cues of when to move on. And so we're just going to give them some time here. Also, you'll notice in that back corner is the litter box, the training box that we used. That was their very first initiation to using a training tray to go to the bathroom. And once we get them onto that, we move them onto a bigger one, and then obviously we train them for outside. But it's nice that they can have outside and inside opportunities. Here, Sarah is helping us test the prey drive, watching how does he respond to chasing a little toy or that little stuffed animal. I would say his prey drive is high. I think that probably goes with his energy level, and so you're going to notice that a lot as she kind of moves the toys around. Okay, so workability and his motivation level. We're going to do a little bit more of that as we get through the test. It's not just in this one little part, but there's some here and there's some a little bit later. And as you can see, she's trying to get him to go over that. It's like a rubber bone type of thing. She's trying to get him to go over that, and it's intimidating. It's filled with air and it's not even. It's supposed to help with dogs with balance, and so we also have the reusable shopping bag. It's kind of crinkly, so that he can kind of work over that as well. These are just some things that are good for us to see. Like, does he not like using a toy to go over things? You know, sometimes training does take treats for some dogs, and sometimes just the human asking them to do something is enough. So, as you can see, the toy was not his thing, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so now we're on to the touch tolerance. On this part of his test, I will say I didn't score him as high as he looks. I think we've been working with these puppies since they were 3 days of age, and kind of would have expected him to be a little bit more workable. It looks like he would be fine with it. He would be fine with somebody holding him and petting him and doing all these things. But there was a little apprehension there, and so that's why I gave him the test score of medium high. I think that he would be okay with it, but he's also going to be okay being down and not having to be held and touched all the time. And depending on who he goes home with, that could be a big deal or that could be a not big deal. So that's why I decided to point it out and give him a lower score in that situation. Again, more workability and motivation level. The toys were not really doing it, but he did make it over that little grocery bag, which was really cool and super cute how he was excited about it.
Good boy. Good boy. not seem to want to climb on this one. Good boy.
Okay, so the next part of this test is going to be the food drive and also, again, motivation and workability. He wasn't 100% knowing what was going on. I think the smells kind of caught him off guard, but as you can see here in just a second, he's going to show you how much he really does appreciate these treats. I think that it's great to use treats at times. I don't think that they always need to have them, but when we're trying to get our dogs to do that first initial training, sometimes we have to call out everything, and treats might be this one's sweet spot. Actually, what we're giving him is his daily vitamins, and we do give him some probiotics and stuff like that. So we're kind of hitting two birds with one stone here and giving him an opportunity to eat that and also do his test at the same time. It's so cool to see him just walk right over that thing after all the times that she tried to get him to do that with the toy. And then, here he is with the treat. I don't know. I think it's rewarding. Okay, coming up is our sound sensitivity test. So, banging on some things, making some loud noise, and we aren't looking to see whether or not they get scared. It's not about them getting scared. Every animal should get scared if they don't know what's going on. They're taking a second to evaluate. We want to see how fast they respond. Do they show signs of stress? Are they consumed about the fact that there was this loud noise and they don't know what it is? And in his case, he scored low sound sensitivity because he really was not bothered about it. He stopped, looked around, and then he just kind of went on and he did his own thing. So I thought that he did really well. His nerve strength resilience, I think, is high, which is something that I didn't necessarily label in this video per se. But just the accumulation of that and some other stress factors that I watched him go through. And then right now we're going to see the sight sensitivity test. Again, we're not evaluating whether or not he got startled. Being startled is a good thing. It's a way that they stay safe, but we want to know, how does he handle it? What does he do with that information? So we scored him as low sight sensitivity as well. He just handled it. He was interested. He wanted to know what it was. He's not showing signs of stress. He's a little bit unsure with the sight one over the sound, but he handled it really well. And this part is every tester's favorite thing to do. Not really. That was a lot of sarcasm. Here is the tenderhearted test. This is important for us because we want to know how they handle outburst from humans. Is this something that they care about? Is this something that they don't care about? Maybe for whatever reason, we need to know if this dog could potentially qualify as a service animal or an emotional support pet. I would say because they're smaller, an emotional support pet would be more appropriate for them. But just watching how they do how he handles himself here. He's like, I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know what you're doing, but he's not afraid enough to leave her alone. He is finding comfort in her. Even though she's upset and scared, he went and curled himself up right in front of her under her face. I'm going to say that he is definitely tenderhearted. I think that if there was somebody who was emotionally needing a pal, he would be a great person, a great dog for that person, is what I meant. So yeah, he's super sweet. Very, very, very loving guy. Okay, so the last part of this test is going to be the dog friendliness. And in this test, we just put in some dogs to see how he would handle socializing with them. These are stranger dogs. He doesn't run with these dogs. So I just wanted to know his actions and response. It was very insightful because I did feel like he was a little bit more assertive than I would originally have thought, but he is very friendly. Basically, what that just means is that he will do well with another dog in your home. But if you don't have a dog in your home, you should socialize him with dogs because he does have an assertiveness. Okay, so let's sum up Orville. I honestly feel like this dog could basically go with anybody, with a few exceptions, obviously. He is just a very stereotypical little pup. Um, I think that he is fun and cuddly and lovey, and he has all of the makings to be someone's perfect little pal. I'm very excited to see who he gets attracted to, which family he ends up going with, because there's just something special about this pup. And I think that if I was to say anything, it would be keep investing into him, keep building on what we've already been building on, because he has the makings to be something extremely special. He's very lovey, very sweet. I just don't think anyone could go wrong with picking this little guy. So this here concludes my evaluation of Orville.